Hello, good afternoon. How's everybody today? Going live here in just a moment at a really exciting home. Trying out some new audio today. So you'll have to let me know if you can hear a difference. We are on an AirPod Pro as a microphone. So first time. Hope I'm coming through nice and clear. Let's see. I believe, let's give it just another second here, and then I will know for sure I'm live. It's Friday, guys. We made it. What a week. It's a beautiful day. All right, let's do it. Hello, everybody. I am Eliza Babcock with Prisma Homes at Keller Williams, Cherry Hill, and I am here today at 138 Greenvale Road in Cherry Hill. Unbelievable opportunity here for a big renovated home at a great price. 5 beds. We're going to go through it just to make sure people hopping on here probably be live for just under a half hour. I'm going to show you everything. Not everything. I'm not going in the crawl space or attic. Those are my two boundaries with this. But we just listed it this week. Showings are popping off here. Uh, Response has been phenomenal. And I would highly encourage you, if you're interested, to quickly book an appointment or come to our open house this Sunday, 11 to 1. We have shifted our traditional open house time because go sports, the Eagles are doing well. So we want to get you home in time for the game. Um, we are priced here super competitively at 619. So 619,000. Again, it is a 5 bed, 2.5 bath home, colonial, newer kitchen, really beautifully renovated, newer primary bath, beautiful hardwood floors, incredible yard, front and back. Really a great house. So we want you to come see it. And it's big. We are in almost 3,000 square feet, 2-car garage as well. So all the amenities you were hoping for, they're a yes here. I'm the listing agent. You can feel free to ask me questions as we go through the home if you've never tuned in before. If you have a realtor, you should seek all of the answers to your questions through them. You should book your showing through them. If you don't currently have a realtor, you can DM us. We'll get you set up for a showing, or we will get you potentially some early access to the open house, a private showing, anything you need. If you have a very detail-oriented question, want to see the disclosure, measurements, anything like that, please send us a DM. And I'm really excited. I want to get started. So I'm hoping everybody can hear me great. Again, first time with a new audio input here. So just let me know how it sounds. I'm curious. And we'll start on the first floor, go to the second floor, and then we'll go outside. So with that, I think we're getting started here. Let me go ahead and turn this baby around. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Every single time it gets me. Now we do have a bright sunny day, which leads to some, like sometimes you have to wait for just a moment for the proper metering, but I do want to start you guys with this first impression. The most lovely covered porch entry, plenty of room for a bench. I love the rocks. We've got green grass, mature trees. We've got it all. So there's not many better ways to start off than this. And I think it's absolutely perfect. Come in, look at this bright red door. Close this up. Give the phone just a moment to meter here. And then quick lay of the land. To my right, we have the formal living, and then that attaches to the modern dining space. Kitchen is straight back and connects with that dining space. Powder room up here to the right. Huge front hall closet to the left. And then stairs up this way. Okay, just so that you kind of get your bearings with me here. You're going to see beautiful hardwoods, lots of awesome details like recessed lighting. If there's anything you guys want to see a little closer, or if you'd like me to revisit, you just say so in the chat. And you can also just chit chat with me. If you have something nice to say or have like a little question about the home, anything, just put it in the chat. But let's take in, and again, remember we have a really bright sunny day out. So these walls might be looking a little bit dark or a little bit more green than they are. This is a really pretty dark, pretty neutral gray in here. So just capabilities of the iPhone. But it's a huge space. Measurements on this living room, 21 by 14. Look at that. So I like the way they've approached this room. We've got the sectional in the corner. You could do another couch or just a freestanding couple of chairs here. You could rethink this entire thing, but I love the way they've approached this wall as sort of that center focal point TV. I love these. This is just furniture. These are not built in. You could do something really similar, or you could call somebody to do built-ins. I'm doing some built-ins in my home right now. I'm so excited. What a great capital improvement. I mean, they do really, for every dollar you spend, you're going to get something back for someday. But, and this would be such a fun big wall to do. But I love the way they've sort of put that TV in the center and made this so pretty all around. Now, your TV doesn't need to go there. Some people don't even want to have a TV in their formal living. You've got options. You could also put the TV in the corner where the sectional is, and then do seating over kind of on this side where I'm standing now. Options, options, options. Isn't this pretty? And then replacement windows throughout, two windows right to the front of the home. You're looking at that pretty porch. Look at it from this angle. It is such a gorgeous October day. It was crispy this morning. I was like, wait, it's 50 degrees. It's really happening. And we're just going to get right into this, you guys. So normally this would have been a sort of sectioned out boxy dining room, but when they renovated the kitchen, which I'm not going to quite show you yet, they did the modern approach here, which is the kitchen dining combo, tons of space. One flows right into the other. But what I love is that they carried the kitchen over to this wall, and these are built-ins. I mean, this is incredible storage. You could do service right here. I'm thinking like, hey, it's Thanksgiving. Where do I set up the buffet? You set it up right here. This is a huge space with so much possibility. And again, it's reading a little dark just because of the amount of sunlight we're contending with, but beautiful black stone. And this is like a leathered treatment. When I first got here, I thought it was maybe soapstone. It's not, it's just this beautiful, less shiny, more sort of varied texture, which I am loving. And then I'm going to give you your first look at the kitchen. What do you think? Look at this. So I'm standing just on this side of the dining table, and you can do everyday meals right here. You see that there's two stools at the peninsula. That's great for like breakfast, chit-chatting while cooking. But look at this kitchen. The amount of storage and surface is staggering. These are big spaces, and it is done to a T. I love the little coffee setup here. These floating shelves, which are very consistent with the ones over at the dining side, are so lovely. It's such a great look. And then look at what you're looking out on. You can see the TV from in here if you've got the game on or something. Stove and microwave are built in here. Cabinets go nearly all the way to the ceiling. There's trim. That's all. It's not like a soffit. It's just like a, we'll call it, it's less than a foot, maybe like 8 inches to the ceiling. All that lighting. Look at the lighting in here. Can you imagine coming home to this? Because I certainly can. Window over the sink. You know, I always call this out. I think it's so great. Little glimpse of what's in store outside is just as good as inside. And let me step all the way over here. The spaces are huge. You can really breathe in here. Fridge built right in there. This is more like pantry style cabinet storage. Let's open one of these babies up. You didn't ask, but I'm doing it anyways. All of this kind of stuff in here, soft close. Look at that. I love the color This you can probably see, even though we're dealing with bright sunlight, this is stark white, and then these are like an oatmeal light gray almost. And everything is just so well thought out. And it's, you know what I'm hearing now, which is so funny. Buyers come in, they go, oh, thank goodness it's not just an all white kitchen, which I feel like everybody for the last 10 years spent all their money developing an all white kitchen. And now we're seeing the return of some color, some texture, some variety, and I'm here for it. This backsplash is great. Look at how well that ties all of our elements together. It is such an artistic choice. These sellers are just chef's kiss for the choices that they've made in this home. And then again, huge amount of space. Look at even just the opportunity over here. You're not even cooking over here. Maybe you're doing prep work only and then cooking there. The square footage of the countertops alone. I love the kitchen. Genius to have, what does this say? The built-ins in the dining area, right? I think it's great. And like, you know what I put over here is mixer, cookie making supplies, the Cuisinart that I've used 2 times since getting married 19 years ago. Like that stuff is you put it there and then it's not interfering with maybe the everyday storage, the pantry stuff, the pots and pans. Agree completely. Thank you for that comment. Now, again, just quick lay of the land from over here. Kitchen, dining. Front door is that way, it's closed. We have not gone in that powder room yet. We will. First, I would like to take you into what you could call the den or the family room. I love this door. Look how pretty this is. Natural wood door, knotty pine. This, you are entering like a mid-century moment in this room. From that pine to the fireplace to the wallboard paneling. Their furniture choices are consistently mid-century in here, and I think this is such a fun space. And for me, this is probably where I would find myself every day. You know, like that's a beautiful formal living room, but just being right off the kitchen here and feeling a bit more cozy, there's something really special. Now, I want to point out that's a slider there. They're not really using that access. I'll show you the door that they use. If you wanted to, you absolutely could keep this a bit more clear and go in and out. I think it's smarter to really go in and out right in the kitchen, which I'm not sure I called out that door, so I'll show it to you. Look at the beams with there's so much light in this house. Natural and recessed. Beams, again, the textures in here, it's just like I love it. And then a fireplace. So right in here you can see got wood stacked in there, beautiful wood burning fireplace, original elements. One more look. This is metering badly just because of how bright it is outside, but you can get the idea for the space. And then the door I referenced that I think would be a little bit better is that one. And we're not going outside yet. Don't get your hopes up. I'm going to make you do the inside first, but this is just easy in and out right here. And then you're not having to go into a different room than the kitchen to get in and out. So again, smart choices. Love this room. Look at that, how pretty that is. For anyone just joining us, we are at 138 Greenvale Road. We are in Cherry Hill. We're in the Northwoods neighborhood. And if you're saying Northwoods, where's that? A lot of people that live in Cherry Hill don't truly understand where Northwoods is. Look, but first of all, look at this dream come true. Mud slash laundry slash utility room. Newer cabinets right here. Washer, dryer, utility sink, all of this. So Northwoods is it's a neighborhood of its own. It's nestled in the corner of Kingston, which everybody knows Kingston because it's one of our largest neighborhoods. Kingston Elementary is the elementary school for here. But we are off in the corner. These were built larger and later. Two-car garage here. So much room. And this is all, I'm not going to step out too far because sometimes I lose Wi-Fi. This is like a big storage item here. Plenty of room for a fridge, two fridges, fridge and freezer. We don't care. You bring whatever you want. It's huge. So built larger and later. These are bigger homes than the majority of our Kingston homes. A lot of big colonials on larger lots, built later. This home was built in 1970, which most of Kingston was built in the 60s, 50s, and 60s even. I'm curious on the sound quality because this is my first time making a switch to using an AirPod Pro. So just tell me what you think. Powder room here, it's very accessible. You don't find out that you have an inaccessible powder room until you have a family member coming over and they're having trouble if they're, need an assistive device, walker, wheelchair, something. You don't find out until it's too late. So, and that happened to me. This is great. You can get in, it's spacious. The floor profile is big, so like plenty of room to get in. Use the powder room. Toilet is behind the door here. Love that. And then I mentioned it's a big double door, extra deep front hall closet. Now, I've been asked a couple times where the crawl space access is. It is in this closet. Again, I'm not going in there. Got to draw the line somewhere. Also, there's like a little bit of a trend where people are trying to access crawl spaces and attics during like an open house or even just a normal showing. That's a no. It's just that's for home inspection. You really don't want to be spending your time that way. And now we're upstairs. So let me just first show you where everything is. Oh, good. Jill says my voice sounds perfect, very clear. Thank you. Primary suite there. A bedroom here. Main hall bath to the left. That other door is a huge closet, which I'm going to show you. So you've seen primary in bedroom one, bedroom two. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. Let me start again. Primary, bedroom two, bedroom three, bedroom four, and bedroom five. And that's a big one down there. But let's start all the way at the far end of the home, a huge primary suite. Look at how big this is. Absolutely massive. Square footage, well, not square footage, the measurements on this 20 by 16 on just the bedroom portion. Oh, good, Kathy. Thank you for letting me know. I'm hoping you can hear me walking around less. That's part of why I made this switch. Sconces, love the sconces, very modern, lots of recessed lighting. Look up at the ceiling. Window to the front of the home. It takes me 10 minutes to walk from one side to the other. So, front of the home view there. Let me turn on and give you this view with the natural light behind me. Now, that's a big closet, big walk in there, and then bathrooms to the left. We have not gone there yet. Excuse me. So some people with space like this turn half of it into a sitting area. You could do a little gym if you got a Peloton or a treadmill, little yoga space, just like a little retreat for you and you alone. What a nice opportunity. Turn this on. Look at the size of this closet. Huge. So much closet space. Love it. I'm standing in what we call a vanity nook. Turn this around. So perfect space for a little workstation. If you had a vanity, you'd put it right here. And then look at this renovated bathroom. Now it's funny, when this photographed, the shower tile looked very gray. It is like a blue gray. And so is this artistic tile floor is like a beigey gray and a blue gray together. It is all tied together perfectly. Nice new countertops on the vanity. Look at that mirror. I love the mirror. And the shower is so smart because there's a bench and you only have to step up like 6 inches to get into this thing. Beautiful full glass with that wall up against the seat. I think it's lovely. Toilet around the corner, window to the back of the home. So this primary suite stretches front of home to back of home. That's why you're seeing that's the square footage that we are, is because the entire front to back span is taken for the primary, if you can imagine. Original hardwoods. Perfect. To have this kind of space, you guys, is really, I mean, you'll get spoiled fast. Now, here's one of my favorite rooms in the house, a huge closet that you could just do so much with. Now, I would think maybe like suitcases, sleeping bags, extra linens, all of that. What a great spot for those type of things. You could also fully set that up as a little like editing room, music room, home office. It's big enough. Look at the size of this bedroom. Really, really big spaces. I can't stress that enough. That's part of why I want you to come see it at our open house, because the spaces are approachable yet huge. Sometimes things can be like a little too big and you're like, well, it's just dead space. Not here. Look at the size. So both of these doors to this closet open. Closet is huge. Who doesn't want a bigger closet? Paint colors are neutral. We've got freshly painted doors. Again, lots of added lighting in here. The home is bright and airy. Across from this, main hall bath. Nice and big, huge vanity here, lots of storage. This bathroom has its own linen closet. So personal products, linens, extra supplies, toilet around the corner. Everything's just right. Love that tile. Whoops, I'm in the mirror. Look at this little nook. Isn't that fun? Little like shiplap backing on it. All right, so you've seen the primary and one additional bedroom. Here's another. This one's in the corner of the home. I think either this one or the next one I'm going to show you is the smallest. And even the smallest bedroom in here is measuring in at 12 by 13. And then there's one that's 12 by 14. So there's two that are really, really close in size. Two windows, so tons of natural light. Big closet with the mirror doors there. So bounces that light around even more. Nice doors. The doors have all been upgraded from the original. This banister is also lovely. It was recently painted. So either this or the other is technically the smallest, but we don't have a small bedroom in sight. Painted original wallboard. I love the look of that for you mid-century people. And oh, here, I've seen this in a few spots. There's one also in the laundry room. Intercom. I don't know if it still works, but there is a product where you can turn that into like a docking station and add speakers. I've seen it. I was heavily targeted on Instagram. Instagram thought I had an intercom and kept showing it to me. Now, so we've seen 4 beds, including the primary suite. Let's go to the 5th bedroom. You may have seen in this model before where this is like a walk-in attic. I prefer the 5th bedroom. Even if you don't need the 5th bedroom, having the 5th bedroom is key. I love the sort of angled ceilings. It feels like you're in a Cape Cod style home. This is a big bedroom. And you've probably noticed that like a lot of these have their own desks and their own setup. When bedrooms are this large, people can spend time in them. It's not just like a bed in a room. It's really your own space. Look at, there's 4 doors. The closets in this house never stop. Let's take a peek at what we've got here. So Nice big closet space. This you'll see, these guys are moving. So it's a lot of boxes, but excuse me, my voice. By Friday, you guys, I have been blasting my voice all week long. And it's like, you're done talking. This, you can almost call this a walk-in because you can walk into this. But to have all of that space in this huge room, maybe you do an upstairs playroom, you know, or an upstairs like double home office or a lounge game room. You don't have to think of it as a bedroom, but it absolutely is. Can't go wrong there. What do you think? Pretty great upstairs, right? Now you'll see in the hallway, let me pan up, a pull down attic. There's even more storage up there. We're not doing it. I promise you it exists. Not doing attics, not doing crawl spaces. Home does not have a basement. Um, Sometimes people say, well, I need a basement. And we say, okay, great. And why? Yeah, just like, what's it for? And they say, well, just, storage. So we say, oh, you don't need a basement. You need storage space or a game room. They'll say, I need a place, playroom, a game room, a rec room. And we say, great. So you don't need a basement. You need an additional space. This home has that. Can't stress it enough. And Northwoods is having a moment. Okay, we are obviously outside. I can't go too far without losing my Wi-Fi, but I'll take you a few feet out. Look at the size. Again, the size of things in this home is phenomenal. This is a huge patio. You still have lots of yard space. You can do whatever you want out here. No wrong answers. I mean, there's probably a few wrong answers, but like none of the normal answers are wrong. Fire pit over there. Look, it's its own little slice of heaven here, off in the corner. Rocks, storage shed. So you've got a two-car garage with storage and a storage shed. Look at all that green space. I have to stay close to the home. Multiple seating and enjoyment opportunities. If you wanted to do a hot tub, absolutely. Another smaller patio, and those two stairs are off that currently not in use slider in the family room den. Fully fenced, privacy fence. Look at the sky view. One thing that was really cool, my seller was showing me, we were talking about rainbows. And for whatever reason in Cherry Hill, the rainbow's kind of always in the same place. It's probably because of science, but I don't know that science. Um, when we get a rainbow, it's right there. Like literally, you have VIP tickets to the rainbow. And we get them, I would say, like, several times a year. And I was so jealous because at my house, there's huge trees blocking where the rainbow always is. And then I'm like running to see it. And there's beautiful tall trees here. It's not that you don't have them. It's just that this sky view, whoops, let me get up here. Look at how special this is. That is fairly uncommon in these established neighborhoods just because of our normal tree cover. This is a move-in ready home, if you haven't kind of already realized that. You unpack and you start enjoying the moment that last bag not, you don't even have to do the last one. Do half of them and then give yourself a little party. And people are coming in and seeing this. I mean, for this price, you guys, 619. Square footage, dollar per square foot is under the average for the town, for the zip code. We are at 219, which is exactly on par with average price per square foot for Northwoods right now. I'm going to cruise around just chit-chatting about location. If you guys have like a question or wanted to see something, or maybe you hopped on late, I do want to show you the front again. So, like I said, we're 08034. We're in the center of town. It's technically west side. Um, oops. The accessibility of this location is like A plus plus. Again, covered front porch. Let me see if I can take you out just a little further to really look. Look at how big the front yard is. All that grassy space. Gorgeous. There's not a lot of traffic in this neighborhood because you wouldn't really cut through. You could probably be on 295. I want to say from the time you sit down and start your car, you could probably be on 295 in like 3 minutes, maybe four. It's so close. 70, same thing. You'd be on 70 in like 2 minutes of driving. So accessibility A plus. Excellent schools, Kingston Elementary, Carusi Middle, and choice of Cherry Hill East or West for high school. And I get this question a lot. Yes, you can choose. No matter where you live in Cherry Hill, this home included, you get to choose when your kid is in eighth grade, if you have a child, they can go to both open houses for East and West and make a choice. And they do that usually in the winter, I think. I'm coming up on it for the first time, so I will be an expert this coming year. You make a choice. There's a bus to both. So it's not even like, oh, if you live on the west side, you have to provide transportation if they choose east. No, you get bused. It's a huge distinction when people don't understand that you really do get to choose. And there's not a bad school in sight. Cherry Hill has incredible schools. Uh, no matter which one you end up going to, it's a great school. Same for the elementary and middle. Really, really important. You have questions about school system, ask your realtor, send us a message. We can get you some resources. And then you're also so close to like Cherry Hill Mall, Target, Starbucks. There's a Starbucks drive-through like 2 minutes from here. Whole Foods, Mom's Organic Market, Trader Joe's, Costco, everything over at the Garden State area, Wegmans. Um, Gosh, we have everything. Sometimes we have two of everything. That's the great thing. It's like, well, which Trader Joe's are you going to? We literally have two. You can go to Marlton or Cherry Hill. Isn't this room pretty? So lovely. It's nice and quiet in here. Cherry Hill is not the quietest town. We have airplanes flying overhead. We've got roadways. I like to just think of it as being like the sound of the beach at night. It's not the beach. It's like 295. Inside this home is very quiet, and outside, we're not backing up like right on a big road. I'll give you another listen. Pretty quiet for where we are. There's always landscapers. Isn't this great stepping out to this? Can you imagine string lights on, sunset? Absolutely perfect. Love the openness of this backyard. What a value. Open house this Sunday, 11 to 1. We want to see you. All are welcome. Sometimes people say, well, I'm not really on a serious hunt, so like I don't want to take up your time or space. No, please, please come see us. We'll have the disclosure there for you to review. Um, any additional information. It's great to just be able to chit chat. I'm chatty. I like to chat with you. I won't be here. My teammate Jill will be here 11 to 1. Um, this is a great house to come see, kind of no matter what phase of your home search you're in. This is like a really handy, just educational tool to come to this open house, get acclimated with this kind of opportunity, understand the value, understand what you would potentially be buying, have some fun with it. So we would love to see you. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. It was really nice to see some of you hopping on and off, some names I knew and some that I didn't. So nice to meet you or see you again. But I am Eliza. Thank you again. I hope everybody has a wonderful, beautiful weekend ahead. I'll see you at the next virtual tour. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.